Hello guys and welcome back to Dance Mums, and today we are tackling the first of the two-part reunion today, and I'm super excited. I cannot wait to get into this. I think it's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be funky, and I'm excited to see the entire season discussed at length by everyone involved. I'm excited to see them absolutely rip Abby a new one, even though she's going to think she's in control. She's going to have no control at all, and that is what is exciting. So, without much further ado, let us get into the pyramid for the last time this series. So, as you can see, this is the pyramid for the last time this series. We're going to start, as we always do, at this end, and at the bottom of the pyramid is Jill. I think that Jill had a little bit of a tough time last episode dealing with the fact that Kendall was very wrongfully, in my opinion, discarded and not given a solo at Nationals, even though she deserved it, let's be honest. But I feel like the way Jill went about it by attacking Holly wasn't exactly the best way forward. Next up, we have Christy. There was just a couple of times in the last episode where I wasn't exactly on board with what she was doing. I thought the fact that Chloe won was amazing, but I'm talking more about like the first half of the episode when she was shouting at Chloe. It just felt a little bit meh, and I've listened on the podcast and apparently that was sort of more frustration than anger, but either way, didn't exactly make her look good. Next up, we have Melissa. I appreciated what she tried to do with Nia. Some of you more cynical people in the comment section have been like, she was only doing it to give Maddie a better chance of winning. And I'm like, you know what? Fair enough. That might be what she was doing. But at the same time, I think I'd like to take that at face value. It is what it is. Next up, we have Kendall. Threw a bit of a strop. Had a little bit of a tough time. But was very, very good in the group number. So honestly, I'm impressed. Next up, we have Nia. And Nia, yeah, she did a good job. Honestly, I was impressed. I liked her. And she did a good job. I was sad that she didn't get a solo at Nationals, but at this point, is she ever? I don't know. Abby kind of hates her. Next up, we have Maddie. Now, the reason why Maddie is here is because everybody above her is either a parent or won. She did not win. She came second. Next up, we have Holly. Holly's a queen. We love Holly. Next up, we have Mackenzie. Mackenzie, big slay. Slayed all day. Really, really impressed. Yeah, I liked it. Good job. Next up, we have Brooke. Now, Brooke is here. Her solo was fan-freaking-tastic. I was impressed. It was my second favourite solo of the day. It might have been my first, actually. No, because I did really like Chloe's one, actually. Yeah, it was my second favourite of the day. It was powerful. It was emotive. It had a great, great balance. So, yeah, very, very good performance. Next up, we have Kelly. Now, Kelly is up there purely because I was really, really impressed with her. I can't lie. She has a lot of shit going on, and she managed to professionally, kind of professionally, not very professionally, deal with that by crying outside above a dumpster. Not her finest moment, but I understood why she was there, and I understood that you push people too far, they're going to have an outburst like that. Speaking of, Paige, the icon of last episode, absolute icon. We love her. I'm so glad that she's still here, slaying the day away. So, without much further ado, our top person, of course, is going to be Miss Chloe. And the camera's not focusing. That's always helpful. So, Chloe's on the top of the pyramid. She won Nationals. She did incredible. She was an absolute superstar. So, very, very well done. I was impressed. So, guys, without much further ado, Wait, hang on. There's someone at the door. Just give me a second. Wow, we're back with another Dance Mums video with this bozo over here. And as you can see, Abby Lee Miller, is back. And I'm looking at this pyramid behind me. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, we got Jill. Okay. Okay. We got Melissa. Stole money from me. We got Kendall. Talented dancer. On the floor. We got Nia. Fix your hair. We have got Maddie. Now, Maddie's going straight to number one. Oh, my little Maddie. And then we've got Holly. Thinks she's better than everyone else. Isn't. We've got Mackenzie. Well, Mackenzie. Yeah, she's alright. She can stay. Oh, no, she's on the floor now. Oh, well. We've got Brooke. Lazy. We got Kelly. Well, I actually taught Kelly back in the day. I did. I taught her. And waste of space. We got Paige. Sue me again, you little scrote. I'll get ya. And then Chloe. Well, I made you and I broke you, so go away.
The owner of the renowned Abby Lee Dance Company, Abby Lee Miller. How are you?
That's me. Good. Guys, that's me on TV.
Melissa Jasoni, Dr. Holly Frazier, Christy Lukasiak, and Kelly Highland.
I hate all of them. They're all disgusting, vile people. Honestly, guys, I don't think I could actually keep this up for the entire episode. I keep losing the voice. But I hope you guys appreciate all the effort that I've gone to for this. Because this is a couple of weeks in the making, I can't lie. This is kind of crazy. And I do look like a right twat right now. So I think we're going to drop the imitation. And we're just going to sit here looking like a mug for the rest of the time we're recording this. I don't think I can keep up the imitation for the entire reunion. Plus, I want to give my thoughts on it, not Abby's thoughts.
One of the things that you say a lot is that everybody's replaceable. There's only one Abby Lee Miller.
Well, actually, you'd be wrong, because there's actually been many people fronting Dance Moms shows. In fact, someone literally started up a Dance Moms show this year, and they're not Abby Lee Miller. Maybe she is replaceable after all.
Woo-hoo! Smaller steps. Wow! 1, 2, 3. Woo-hoo!
Then take your step back, because you're the biggest piece of trash there is.
I forgot about that. That happened in the very, very first episode. I'm excited for us to really get into this reunion, because there's a lot of things that I feel like Abby needs to answer for. And I feel like, I don't know, is this going to be heavily weighted in Abby's favour? I hope it isn't, because I think that would be really, really sad if it was.
That's fine.
Something you can never take away.
Then fix this hair, because it's horrible.
And you see Abby in the corner when she heard that, she was like, oh, not my finest hour, kids. I think I'll do the Abby impression sparingly is what I'll do.
The message is often on target. I think her delivery is sometimes off base.
I think that's a very, very fair comment from Holly. I completely agree. I think she's always got the right intention with what she's saying. It's just the way she delivers it makes her look like a cock, basically.
I think that that's what people say, like, you're always at the dance studio. Well, I don't look at it that we're always at the dance studio. I look at it as we're spending time with our kids.
That's actually a very interesting point from Christy, in the sense of, like, as much as they're not actively spending time with the children, I guess they're still involved in what the children are doing, which is why when they're always like, oh, I could be at home, they don't want to be at home because they want to be able to see their children dance and enjoy themselves. But obviously you can't really enjoy yourself at Abby's classes.
Who do you think, Holly, is the most outrageous dance mom?
I don't know. I think we all equally share that title at moments.
You need to run for politics.
She's playing politics here. She's trying to avoid the question and not expose someone. We all know that the dance mom that is the most outrageous is either Christy or Kelly. It just is, unfortunately, for them. And that's another thing where I'm like, I just feel like they own that about themselves. They know that they can get a little bit sort of uncomfortable with their opinions. They're willing to fight back and argue, but I don't know. As Abby Lee Miller says, which is me, you gotta point out the people that are being the negative Nancys. Yes, that is one of my most famous sayings. If you don't know it, you're clearly not a Dance Moms fan.
I would say it's a tie between Christy and Kelly. I think Kelly definitely speaks her mind. And when she does, watch out.
I'm glad that they finally got an answer out of Holly. Like, come on. I'm also ready for this montage of Kelly kicking off. It's going to be hilarious.
I think she pushes her kids more. Like, when we're behind
Brooke when she was young.
When she was young, I did.
Christy and Kelly having a little bit of a bicker. A little bit of a bicker. Wow. Okay, Christy, just take the criticism. Just take it. Just chill. Chill your beans, woman.
Well, everyone always thinks that we don't argue. That is not true.
Oh, I've seen you.
Kelly
Trust
and I
me.
argue often.
I don't need her to tell me I'm a bitch. I already know I am.
I think that's how you know that they're besties. They can have an argument with each other and then they're absolutely fine, like immediately afterwards. Like, it's so chill. Like, some of my best friends, I can have an argument with them and then like 10 minutes later we'll be fine. We've just got how we feel out in the open. We've said how we feel. We're moving on now. We're over and done with it. And I feel like that's exactly how they are.
Everyone thinks Melissa and I have this tension between us, and we do. But when I need something, I call Melissa, and she's the first one to help me.
This is what gets kind of cut out of the show, is the real camaraderie between the mums. And you can say that they bicker, they hate each other, etc., etc., but they actually don't. These women spend a lot of time with each other. These women, these four women especially, are like best friends because they spend so much time together. They know each other inside and out. And a lot of the drama is for the show. And most of the time, they can leave it when the show stops filming.
I get to choose that, and I'm an only child. I'm an only child.
Abby being an only child does not surprise me, not even slightly. Like, not even one little bit. I just, you can tell that she's a single child. I feel like she's enough to deal with on her own. Do you know what I mean?
But you created
I can
this
create
family.
another one.
Well, you could, but that would be your loss.
Why has she got to be so nasty all the time? Why? I made you, I can break you. Okay, cool, go ahead. But like, it's your loss at the end of the day. We made this TV show. It's called Dance Mums, not Abby Lee Miller's Dance Academy. Do you know what I mean?
At least I'm explaining to the kids why you're here. What did you do right? What did you do wrong? What happened? This is where you ended up.
She's raising good points. That's pissing me off. I think that is one of the reasons why I don't entirely hate the pyramid, is because at least Abby kind of explains why they're there. Sometimes they can be bullshit reasons, but they're reasons nonetheless at the end of the day. There's an element of it that is mean and nasty, but I do get what she means by at least she explains why they're there. And to her merit, sometimes I'm like, okay, fair, I understand the ranking. Sometimes they're bullshit, but like sometimes I do understand it.
So she can't just say it's in her head, or she can deny that she favors her child.
I agree with Holly that it does hold the Abby accountable more than it does the kids, because it gives her some kind of rationale for her thinking. Because if every single week she's like, okay, Maddie's getting a solo. Well, why is Maddie getting a solo? Oh, because I don't have a pyramid. Maybe I should do a pyramid. She's at the top of the pyramid. That makes sense because she came first last week, so therefore she's on the top of the pyramid, etc., etc., etc. It makes sense and it gives it a little bit more gravitas, I think is the word I'd want to use. And it, like Holly said, it holds her accountable. It means that she can't just favoritize someone without there being any legitimate reason for it.
Is Maddie. Second person on top of the pyramid is also Maddie.
Yeah, the two Maddies on the top of the pyramid was a piss take. That week was ridiculous, by the way. That was actually stupid and ridiculous. But yeah, honestly, CBA with it. The fact that they had to show a montage of all the times that Maddie's been at the top of the pyramid just goes to show that that is kind of crazy.
And Abby is strict with her and tells her all of her flaws. But sometimes Abby does it in private, not in front of everybody.
Okay, Melissa, I can understand that. But I think the difference is that with everybody else, she does it in public. And that's why people get frustrated. Is like she's almost making a big deal out of everybody else's flaws. But with Maddie, it's like it's done in private. It's done behind closed doors so as to not embarrass her, things like that. And I just feel like that's kind of unfair and not exactly a good way of showing equality across the entire dance team.
Maddie doesn't win, she loses it.
She's not lost it. I don't understand what you're talking about.
Oh, bestie. What, when she forgot her dance on stage and she had a like crying fit in the changing rooms and she like ran out of the room crying after Chloe's because Maddie had mucked up hers? Like, come on, you can't say that she's not lost it. She also spent a couple of weeks absolutely ignoring your child because you decided not to let her do a solo. So how can you say that? How can you say that, Melissa?
She says to our kids, why are you so stupid? You're so stupid. You're so stupid. To Maddie, she says, you're smarter than that. Like,
oh, I'm going to need Abby to come up with a good answer to that because actually Christy raises a very, very relevant and good point. Why are you treating one kid completely differently to everybody else on the team? She could have 7 Maddies on that team, but instead she has 1. She could have if she worked equally and fairly with every single child. She could have a team of super smart kids and super proficient dancers. But instead, she prioritizes one person and makes that one person seem superior to everybody else. And that's where the problem lies.
The way the relationship works, hey, Maddie could graduate from high school and I could never hear from her again.
Not the foreshadowing there. It's a little bit scary, I can't lie. The fact that she literally just foreshadowed exactly what ends up happening.
What were you trying to teach them?
That it's not the crown, it's the work you put in to try to win that crown.
That is not what you said you were trying to do at that moment in time. You're backpedaling so hard. You wanted to rub it in everyone's faces and try and motivate them to win more. But all it's going to do is just make them go, I'm never going to have that many crowns because, like, I don't get the choreography to get that crown. It's such a shame because I feel like, like I said, these kids could be so talented if she spent the time with all of them. But instead, it's like she doesn't spend time with any of them.
But behind them are 500 other kids that would have chopped off their right arm to win that crown.
I feel like that's a really unfair statement from her because I mean, I personally didn't see that. But also forcing her to come in and like make her be proud of her crowns. She's going home with the crown at the end of the day. If she wants to give it to somebody else to wear whilst they're on stage for a little bit, that's fine. If she was giving it away, then yeah, I could understand the problem. But she's not. She's just giving it to someone to wear for a little bit. It might be someone that's never had a crown before and wants to know what it feels like.
Stop eating! That's why you're fat!
How dare you, Kelly? I cannot believe you'd say that about me, Abby Lee Miller. I'm perfect. Thank you very much.
You know what, Abby? I have 3 kids that needed to be at school.
That I keep hearing about. So tell them to go do something.
My husband works.
Okay.
You wouldn't know that because you live at home with your mom.
She just clocked Abby so hard. Tell your husband to do something. He works. You don't have a husband. You live at home with your mum. Couldn't take that. I could not take that. But also, imagine being Abby's age and living with your mum. It's giving 40-year-old virgin.
When you threw the chair on the floor, did you
I'd
do that
throw
again?
it harder.
You would?
My studio, my chair.
That's a $68,000 floor and you're going to throw a chair on it?
The woman was too stunned to speak.
Yeah, that's crazy, Christy. Honestly, that's exactly what I was thinking when she threw it. I was like, what do you mean that you won't let them wear shoes in the dance studio, but you can throw a chair on it? Like, come on. $68,000? Really? $68,000? I think not.
Paige and I are together outside the dance environment. She's a very nice, kind little girl. Step inside that studio, I expect more from her.
Abby's just exhausting. Like, she actually just can't say anything nice about anybody ever, and it is frustrating to watch. Like, what do you mean? Like, come on. Just be nice for one moment in your life. It's not that hard. It really isn't.
I said, Kelly, go get a job!
Oh, don't even go there, you whore.
So just a reminder, this was the moment where I think Abby decided to call Kelly's mum a whore, and that got cut out of the show, and it just looked like Kelly called Abby a whore unprovoked. Just wanted to leave that there for you guys.
But I don't know why you would use that word. I mean, why would you go to that word directly?
If I would have thought about it, I would have called you a virgin.
If I'd have actually thought about it, I would have called you a virgin. I think that's worse than calling someone a whore. Especially when you get to like 40 years old. What do you mean? What do you mean? I ain't no virgin. I've had plenty of men in me over the years. Oh, guys, what am I doing here? Why am I dressed like this? Yo, you better make this video absolutely bang.
Something happens to your music, honey.
My kid hasn't been told that in the past year.
I think...
Hold on.
on my children's life.
I swear on my mother's grave.
There's a lot of swearing going on about this fucking CD. I swear to God, guys, I don't care anymore. That CD was like 10 episodes ago. Can we get over it, please? We know that it was probably fabricated because to make Maddie look good, fair enough. Like, we've moved on from that. As long as it doesn't happen again, it's fine. I can let it go. But what we're not going to do is start swearing on people's lives, on graves, on like fucking tortoises, just because you believe that your truth is the real thing. Come on, you're both being very petty here.
In my experience, in the decade that I've known both of these women, Kelly has never lied to me. I can't say the same for Melissa.
Mic drop. We've seen a lot of times that Melissa is a sneaky, underhanded person, going behind everybody's back to tattle on Christy and Chloe because they went to the movies one night, and saying that to Abby and then being like, oh, Chloe, the way Chloe like disrespects you by rolling her eyes in class. Oh, no, I could never. That could never be my Maddie. Like, come on. Why? Like, we've seen you do this. It's on film. So, and we've seen Kelly bitch behind people's backs, but we've never seen them go to the dance teacher and go, yeah, by the way, Maddie's actually been doing this and Mackenzie's been doing that. It's just wrong.
They brought me flowers. Holly's my neighbor. You know, like, you don't see those things.
It is nice to just be reminded that these guys are friends. I know I like to say it a lot because I feel like people need to be reminded that these mums don't hate each other. They literally posed together the other day at a reunion, which just goes to show that, like, hard feelings, they're for the show only. That doesn't escape into real life.
Her daughter dancing at the Abby Lee Dance Company is fulfilling a dream she's always had for herself. Take a look.
Even Christy was like, hang on a minute, where are you going with this? Like, this is rubbish. Jeff, that was a shit question. Stop being fed producer-fed lines. This reunion's tapped, honestly. It's just absolutely tapped.
She tried a million different things, and it was always dance that she came back to. I just want Chloe to be so much of a better person than I ever can be.
I think that was a very beautiful answer. We've already seen that Christy had a very tough home life growing up, and if she doesn't want that for her child, that's her prerogative. I'm 100% on board with that. So yeah, we love you, Christy. Mwah, mwah. It seems weird saying that whilst dressed as Abby.
That
My daughter
she
is
continues to live that way.
Independent. She's just terrified of you.
When you keep
when
saying
you
that,
put her on the
then
spot,
why do you
she's
come
afraid
back?
of that.
Contracts, Abby. She's in a contract. She has to keep coming back. She doesn't want to be there. She has to be there because she's signed a contract that she's trapped in. But obviously, we can't talk about that because we can't possibly bring up the fact that this is a TV show. We can't possibly do that. Jesus Christ, the headset keeps on falling. Ah! Yeah, so honestly, that's why she hasn't left, because she's trapped in a contract. And the show started right around the time when she wanted to leave, and you have this stupid clause that if she wins a national title, then you've got to stay there, otherwise you'll blackball her in the industry. You say that yourself. I will ruin your career. Why would you say that?
But I don't need an Afro wig to show me that I'm black. And I don't need for Nia to think that that makes her black.
I agree. I think that's absolutely fair and valid. I remember when that happened. I can't believe that Abby had the cheek to let her do another Laquifa number that was just as poorly choreographed as the first one. The first one was bad. The second one was even worse. The second one was horrendous. Because the second one I was like, you should have known better. You should have known better by now. Like, what we're doing here? What we actually doing here? Because I know you're not giving her another Laquifa dance. Come on. Like, that scat number that she did was so beautiful. Oh my god, like, skibbity bop bop bop. It was brilliant.
What's your reasoning? Why all the ethnic dances for Nia?
Because she's ethnic.
Like, what's the point? What's the point? Like, okay, I get it. But, like, did that really have to be your answer? Like, come on, give something better than that.
I thought as a working mother, it's a great model for not only for Nia, but the other girls on a competitive dance team to see that you can have a career, that you can be married and have a household and still be there for your family and doing whatever they need to.
I feel like that was a fair answer from Holly. I'm probably going to have to cut and chop around that because she just kept talking. But I think she was trying to be a role model and make sure that she could juggle everything. But obviously, as the show grew and became more of a behemoth, she realised that actually I need to dedicate more of my time to this because this is what my child wants to do. And that's going to make my home life easier. I'm going to have to quit my job, but like, it's always going to be there. I've got my doctorate. That's the important thing. I've got my qualifications. So if I need to get another job at some point, I can.
Hello, everybody. Did you miss me? Hi, Dad.
She really doesn't need a seat. She doesn't stay long.
Good one, Abby. That was quite funny from you, actually. You don't often come up with funny lines, but that was quite good. Oh, I just keep looking at myself and how shit I look. Jesus Christ, what is this? It's the tinted moisturizer that's just making me look hella fake tanned. God, I look awful. Awful.
Why did you take her back?
Because of Kendall. Kendall's a good kid. She's smart. She picks up quickly. She's only 9 years old. And she's beautiful.
In other words, she had a contract. Let's be honest. She has a contract. That's why you took her back. You didn't take her back because you wanted to. You took her back because the producers went, she signed a contract with the show, so she's doing the show with us. Like, come on. What? Did you think it was going to be anything different?
I did not bend the rules because every single one except Christy used an old costume.
That was the lesson. You cheated.
That we're going to have to agree to disagree.
I still think it was ridiculous. I thought the outfit was great personally, and I feel like she actually would have slayed in the outfit, and I feel like Abby was just being difficult personally, because like Jill said, every single one of the other mums used an outfit that had been used before or had been sort of made for something before. Christy was the only one that made it specifically for this, and that's because she wanted to, and she made a fucking brilliant outfit. But equally, the one that was for Kendall was great as well. So I feel like it was just one big palaver.
Friends don't sue friends.
I did not sue you. This is not my attorney. It's Greg's attorney.
I hate when Melissa says that. It's not my attorney, it's Greg's attorney. Yeah, well, you are Greg's significant other and he's doing it because of you. So really, if you didn't want him to sue us, you should have said something. Do you know what I mean? You should have said something.
Why did you get engaged when he was still married? But if he had just waited until... But I'm saying then none of this would have happened.
Jill raises some very good points, I can't lie. Jill raises some excellent points. Yes, I agree. Why would you get engaged to someone that is still married? Huh?
The kids wanted it. I wanted it, so we did that. Because she texted me and asked me if I got a ring.
With you. We didn't think that it was something wrong to talk about.
I think that's another very, very interesting point in the whole don't talk about my personal life thing. Well, the issue is that we are friends outside of this. We're not just colleagues that gossip about each other on the daily. We're friends outside of this, and you've shared this information with us. You've wanted us to find out about this. Like, you've sent Paige a picture. Paige is so happy for you, etc, etc. You're happy for it. You wanted it, etc, etc. So we're happy that you're happy, but we can't talk about it. Like, we can't discuss it. I could understand if she had sort of briefed them before. I don't know. I just feel like this whole saga is so played out. This is the issue with reunions. I feel like I've already talked about so many of the like situations, and like we're rehashing it now, and we're just getting the exact same things. Like no one's admitting that they were wrong. No one's actually admitting a different stance on things. So it is just kind of going round and round in circles.
Are we coming to the wedding?
Absolutely not.
That's funny, Melissa. Very, very funny. We know we're getting invited. We know it.
When I say the name Kathy, tell me what pops into your mind.
Which?
She's a horrible, horrible person. I just want to grind her apples into applesauce and get rid of that stinky Ohio person forever and ever. God, she's so annoying. She's like a thorn in my side.
What is she like? And I just say she's special. Like, she's like a special individual.
Anybody said, is Kathy really that crazy?
Kathy's special. She's a special person. And do you know what? Fair enough. Here she is. Oh, my nemesis. Urgh.
Seriously, just throw water on me? Just because you're condescending doesn't make you classy. How classy is that? How classy is that?
Why was this not in the episode? First of all, Christy and Abby, very sore winners. Very sore winners. Just win graciously. Do you know what I mean? Like, just win graciously. It's not that hard to just let Kathy leave and not have to, like, oh, ha, 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 ha. That's just mean. It's nasty. It's not okay. But, throwing water on her. Did she think it would melt the Wicked Witch?
I mean, screaming and yelling about clean Chloe's clock. And, you know, Justice has beat her 2 times in a row. So...
Yeah, hang on a minute. Can we get some understanding? What is clean Chloe's clock? Clean Chloe's clock? It just sounds weird and wrong and ugh. I personally wouldn't be saying that. Do you know what I mean? I don't even know what it's about. Like, what clock are you talking about?
That's why, Jeff, I called her a stalker.
We don't come after you. We just come to competitions.
I do agree with that from Kathy. Like, they're not stalking the Abby Lee Dance Company. They're just going to a competition. If it was every single week, fair enough. But Candy Apples have only appeared like, what, 7 competitions this series, and there's been 25? Like, come on. That's a ridiculous amount for the argument that you're making that they're stalking you. They're just turning up to the competitions as they should, as they have the prerogative to.
There were 18 other studios invited to the competition. Well, they weren't all rehearsing right next door to me in the other...
Okay, I'm going to stop Abby right there. I'm just going to cut her off. You know why she was there. You know why she was working next door. Because production booked it for her. Can we stop making out like Kathy is some evil, vile villain who's stalking you when we know that she's just part of the same production that you are? She's just the opposing Dance Mums like group. So really, your points are just that invalid. Invalid. Because you know exactly why she was there. Because production booked that whole studio for you. And that was the space that they gave Candy Apples to rehearse once they got to Hollywood.
There's more to life than winning. And I feel very sorry for you.
There's a lot more to life.
But you don't recognize any of that.
Yes, I do, Kathy.
I don't think Abby does. I don't think I see Abby having joy in life outside of winning competitions. And it is quite sad to watch.
I am very nurturing. She is very aggressive. She is...
You threw a chair at a child. You threw a chair at a child. You threw a chair at a child. You're aggressive.
Is because I'm a business person as well as a dance. I'm not done, so close your mouth and pull your finger back.
Close your mouth and pull your finger back. Kathy's just got the lines. She just has the lines.
I don't think that the mothers should be annihilated. I don't think that the mothers should be accountable for having to go get props, having to rhinestone costumes.
They shouldn't be forced to make outfits, buy props, do all that, because that's what the dance company is there for. They should be providing that. If they need to bill them, sure, but they should be the ones that are providing all of this, not the mums. Well, guys, as you can see, I've kind of done myself dirty here. And I'm kind of excited to take this wig off because it is itching the side of my brain. How do you girls do it? Like, physically, I could not have hair touching my face. It makes me feel so itchy and uncomfortable. So, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Do all that YouTube stuff that you guys do so well. But until then, keep on ranting, and I'll see you guys later. Bye now.